Our digital world is basically speaking in tongues now. There are these brand new, sometimes completely baffling languages popping up all over the place. So today, we're going to decode two of the biggest ones, the language of artificial intelligence and, of course, the slang of Gen Z. Okay, let's just dive right in. Look at these two sentences. On one side, you have an AI trying its best to sound deep and poetic, pairing a smell like ozone with a feeling like despair. And on the other side, you've got this superhuman, super efficient slang that packs a whole lot of meaning into just a few words. One is from a machine, the other is from a generation. And this really gets to the heart of our question today. One of these dialects is just simulating humanity, right? It's just remixing patterns that it's already seen. But the other one is actively creating a new identity with its very own secret codes. So let's crack them open. First up, the machine. How can you actually tell if what you're reading was written by an AI? Well, it turns out there are some total dead giveaways, and this amazing Reddit thread basically crowdsourced all the most common ones. I love this comment from Reddit user Maradadoc because it just hits the nail on the head. AI writing is so full of these predictable, repeating patterns that you could literally turn spotting them into a game. And here you have it, the AI bingo card. Seriously, people have noticed these things popping up everywhere. Stuff like memory vials and stories. This weird obsession with quantum anything, describing everything as pulsating and, yep, for some reason, the smell of ozone. If you spot a few of these, odds are you're reading something in AI cooked up. And the patterns get so specific. It looks like AIs even have their favorite names. So if you're reading about a hero named Kyle and a heroine named Lyra, there's a pretty good chance an AI was in the driver's seat. And if you need a last name? For whatever reason, AI models are obsessed with the surname Chen. Okay, here's another huge tell. AIs absolutely love to pair a really concrete, physical smell with a totally abstract idea or emotion. It kind of sounds deep for a split second, but once you notice it, you see it everywhere. The scent of shampoo and betrayal? Classic AI move. And this points to another one of their little grammatical crutches, what we can call the negation pivot. You've seen this. It wasn't just a house, it was a tomb. It's this attempt to sound profound that just feels really forced and honestly kind of unnatural when you see it over and over and over again. All right, so we've cracked the machine's code. Now let's flip over to the human side of things. It's time for a crash course in the fast, fluid, and always changing language of Gen Z. Let's kick things off with a classic no cap. It's simple, it's direct, it just means no lie or the real. It's like a super quick way to put a stamp of authenticity on whatever you're saying. Next up, slaps. If a new song is really, really good, it slaps. If that pizza you had last night was amazing, it slaps. It's just a high-energy, high-impact compliment for basically anything you think is awesome. Now for one that's a little more abstract, main character energy. This isn't just a word, it's a whole vibe. It's about feeling confident, being the protagonist of your own story, and just acting like it. It tells you a ton about a generation that's really focused on self-representation. And you should not underestimate how important this slang is. Get this. Recent surveys show a staggering 78% of Gen Z would rather use slang and emojis than full sentences in their informal texts. I mean, that's not just a fad, that is a fundamental shift in how we communicate. But here's the really crucial part. This language is super adaptable. A term like glow up can be a personal update to a friend, a whole lifestyle post on social media, or even a slogan for a big corporate marketing campaign. For this dialect, context is absolutely everything. So, okay, we've got these two new dialects, but what do they really tell us about ourselves and our world? Let's dig a little deeper and connect all these trends to the idea of identity. This is where it gets really fascinating. Research, like in this paper here, shows that Gen Z's language, and especially their use of dark humor and slang, is anything but meaningless. It's actually a pretty sophisticated tool for coping with modern life and for actively building a unique identity. And that brings us right back to that core difference we talked about. The AI is trying to pass as human by echoing things it's already learned. It's all imitation. Gen Z, though, they're creating a whole new language to set themselves apart, to signal who they are and who's in their crew. That's creation. And there's some real psychology that explains how this works. Gen Z's dark humor, for example, taps into relief theory to talk about tough subjects. It uses incongruity theory to find the funny in something absurd. And it uses superiority theory to get a sense of control over hard situations. It's a really powerful coping mechanism, all disguised as a meme.
This quote from the research just sums it up perfectly. The slang, the dark humor, it's not just for laughs. It's a way to push back against the old guard, to express your individuality, and to carve out a space that is 100% your own.
So, after all that, how can you spot the difference out there in the wild? Well, we've gathered all the clues, and now we're putting them together into your very own digital decoder ring.
Here it is, the ultimate cheat sheet. AI Speak leans on those tricks like the negation pivot and those recycled names. Its goal is just to sound profound, but honestly, it usually feels like it's trying way too hard. Gen Z slang, on the other hand, is all about efficiency and identity, and it just feels totally of the moment. It's really the difference between imitation and innovation.
And that leaves us with one final, kind of mind-bending question. We've got these machines that are getting better and better at mimicking us. And we have a generation that's getting more and more creative at defining themselves with language. So what happens when the AI starts learning its patterns from Gen Z? And what about when Gen Z starts making memes about the AI's weird habits? The future of language is about to get very, very interesting.